Just win, baby. Caitlin Clark has changed college basketball in such a positive way here. Now, it's not like people weren't paying attention to women's college hoops before. It's just now it was the talk of March Madness, and the ratings for the final were bigger than the men's.
Yeah. Tickets were more expensive, too, than the men's final.
Yep.
It's awesome.
So it's changed the women's pro game as well. But as the University of Illinois flagship here in Chicago, we're excited to introduce to you, no, not introduce to you, but just to bring in here, Shauna Green, the Illini women's head basketball coach, and all she's done since she came here is win.
Yes.
No pressure, Coach.
How are you guys? Good morning.
Nice to talk to you. Congrats on the early success in what you're building.
Oh, thank you so much. No, it was it's been a great 2 years as we're starting to build this program into what we want it to be, and that's a top program in the country competing for championships. So it's a process, but I think in the first year going to the NCAA tournament, and then this year, falling short of that, but then really responding and winning the WBIT championship, it gives our players a taste of what it's like to win in March, and that's really hard to do. And we're going to use that to propel us into next season for sure.
And, Andrea, you know this because of your affiliation with the University of Illinois and being a proud alumni.
Yeah.
But Shauna came here to town, and, one of the reasons I think she aced it in the interview was she said, I'm here to win a national championship.
That's right.
Hey, you gotta have a vision, and for me and being a competitor, like if you don't have that vision and that dream and that goal, why are we playing this game, right? Mm-hmm. So I know it's not going to happen overnight, and I know some people may think I'm crazy or we're crazy, but that's what we believe, and that's what we're going to work for every single day. And again, I think that's why you play the game. You play to compete, and they keep score for a reason, so you're trying to win.
Congratulations, as you just alluded to. The first women's basketball invitational tournament championship goes to Illinois, the WBIT. It was a beautiful game to watch as you sail past Villanova. Who do we have next year? It was great to watch Genesis. Bryant, all the top talent on your squad there, Coach. Who's coming back next year? Who do we have?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very, very blessed to have a four returner or four starters coming back, and then our core group has all decided to come back. And as you guys know, in this day and age of the transfer portal, and we have 3 kids that were had the COVID year, and they've all already said they're coming back, and so I think that makes me the most proud that these players believe in what we're doing. They believe in the vision. They believe in this university. So I could not be, more excited to have this core group, returning. And that's where I know that they're really motivated after, our little run in March. And then now they know, what it takes to win at that level. They have some unfinished business. And I can't wait to get started, this summer and preparing for next season.
When my wife and I coached our kids all the way through, and she specifically coached basketball, more than I did. But we always told the kids, watch women's college basketball in particular. Fundamentally sound basketball, because the difference in height, it's not just an inside game. It's not just an outside throw-up threes game. You see every aspect of the game. But having said that, Shauna, coach, if you will, I'm trying to get recruited.
Okay, keep trying.
But, Coach, is the supply of 6-foot recruits out there enough to make this a big game?
It is, and it's getting that way. You see, and this is the thing, there's always been elite players. There's always been elite athleticism, but I think now just the eyes are on women's basketball a little bit more, and I think kids are a little bit bigger now, a little bit. They're explosive. I mean, you have a lot of women, even at the high school level. I mean, not a lot, but there's a handful that are dunking, and I just think the talent across the board, it's given a lot more parity to our game, where not all the top kids now are going to Tennessee or UConn. You have a Caitlin Clark deciding to stay home and go to Iowa and bring Iowa into, national contender. So I think that, as our kids just get, they get more athletic and bigger, And then there's just a lot of really good players out there. It's not just a few, and it's not just a few schools. Anyone can really beat anyone now. And that's what's most exciting, I think, about the women's game.
It's so fun to watch the team play, to watch you coach. I know Steve's going to ask you about the Caitlin Clark effect in a second, but I want to just give you props because you're just the second coach in the program's history to finish 500 or better in the first 2 years on the job. It hasn't been done. I thought it was Teresa Grentz, but it hasn't been done since Carla Thompson in the mid-'70s. So that's a tribute to you. What do you attribute? You get the girls to play for you, and it is family. It's a team. What's the secret?
No, thank you for that, and I didn't even realize that. But, I think the key is, and what it's always been for me and for our program, is relationships. And, if you really want players to play for you and play as hard as they can and to buy in, you got to have that genuine trust and relationship. And that takes time, and you got to be really intentional. And that's just what we do and what, we believe in and how I think that we can really get our players, every little ounce of them. So, relationships is always the key for me and how we build our culture.
Caitlin Clark, she's been called the female version of Steph Curry. She can throw it up from anywhere. She can hit threes from the locker room.
Yeah.
And she's nothing but amazing, and I think she's going to be a great pro, but she also seems to be the right spokesperson at the right time for the game. Give me some coach's perspective on her.
I think, I don't even know, she can shoot like Steph Curry, but she has I think you combine a lot of the great basketball players to kind of say who she is, because I think her best, one of her best skill sets is her passing. I mean, she's an elite passer, and her
Magic
vision,
Johnson stuff, man. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. It's like Magic, Michael, and Steph. You can combine them all. I mean, and stuff that she does. She's a winner, and she makes the players around her better, which, again, the greats do. But, man, she can pass the ball, and she sees the floor, and she plays with such passion and intensity, which I love. And then, obviously, her scoring ability. She can score at all three levels, and literally you have to guard her anywhere on the floor because there's really no range limit to her. So just a phenomenal player, a generational player, really. What she's done for the women's game has just been amazing. And I think that, we have to give her a ton of credit. It's not just her, but she's had a big piece in that. And she's elevated our game. She's brought a lot of eyes to it. And I no doubt she's going to do that at the professional level. I think you see that already with ticket sales. I mean, her jersey sells out in, a couple hours. I mean, those are things that we need. If we want to get this women's professional basketball to sustain and be, what we want it to be, then we need players like that the fans can really, everyone just loves her. She just has kind of, they gravitate towards her, and it's just great for women's basketball.
Yeah, and that was my final thought to you too, Coach, drawing attention to the future of women's basketball, specifically the salary discrepancy between the WNBA and the NBA. Not saying that, our future players, meaning the women's future players, are going to get millions of dollars, but at least bump it up, to what it is at $70,000 per year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, and they're, I don't think they're ever going to be, like you said, making the same as the men, and that's okay. But I would hope that we can continue to elevate, all the things in the league with salary, with expansion of teams. There's a lot of great players that don't even get a roster spot just because there's not many available. So, and they're forced to go play overseas. So I think with how popular the game's getting, the league is talking about expansion, which they will do. But if we can continue to have more roster spots, continue to, the fans need to go out and support. That's number one.
Right.
If we want the league to work, they gotta go out and like they've done in college basketball this year and last year, go out and fill these stadiums up and go out and really support these teams because the product is an elite level. And then also travel, the women in the WNBA are still mostly flying commercial. We don't even do that in college. We're flying charter. So there's a lot of areas I think we can continue to still push and elevate for some more equality. But, you know, we're getting there. We're making steps in the right direction. And I'm really excited to see this summer, you know, how the attendance is in the WNBA. I feel like it's gonna be on the rise. So I'm excited to see that.
You know what I thought was cool, too? We'll let you go, Coach, but it wasn't just little girls who want to play basketball over there. I saw a bunch of little boys wearing Caitlin Clark shirts.
Yeah, and the TikTok videos with the little boys saying, we love her.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I love that. I think that's the best. I mean, I have a 9-year-old son, and I love that. You know, when he talks about some of his favorite players, it's women, and I'm like, that's the growth we need, right? And you see all the boys. It doesn't matter. They're basketball players, and I love that that's how it's being viewed now, and it's really cool to see. And let's just keep growing it and not be satisfied, and hopefully just this continues to, like I said, continues to expand and continues with the popularity.
Yep, and parents, again, have your kids watch the game because that's how they should learn to play basketball. All right, Coach, great job. Let me know what my offer is, and I'll let you know if I'm coming.
And we'll keep him off the phone line.
All right, sure. I'm the only 63-year-old with a 2-inch vertical in the portal, so you'll be easy to find.
Coach, don't worry about saying no. Coach Underwood tells him no all the time.
Oh, stop it already. Thank you, Coach Shauna Green.
Thanks, Coach.
Got a bright future there.
Boy, she's done an amazing job with that program.
She's just getting started.
Yep.